We are so honored and proud and privileged today to celebrate Grace Anne.
For 28 years at the country club, and had a chance to take many courses on teaching golf and coaching golf and this, that, and the other thing. And one of the professors along the way says, Carl, if you stay in the same place long enough, an exceptional person is going to come your way. And there is no question that is Grace Anne.
I was learning more and more about Grace Anne, and what I learned is that her athletic accomplishments are second to none, but what transcends her athletic accomplishments in talking to others was the person that she is. She's affable, she's kind, she's generous with her time and her thoughts, and she's just a wonderful person. And in this day and age, those qualities are so important that I just thought, I knew that she needs to be up on this wall.
And thank you for celebrating inclusion. Thank you for celebrating respect of all. Thank you for celebrating the opportunity for every person to bring their best to everything we do. On the golf course, in schools, in your community, in the workplace. You're setting the pace. It's a wonderful thing when I pull into this parking lot and I see two of our Special Olympics athletes up here, John Freed and Grace Anne Braxton. It's tremendous and a wonderful honor for me to be here today to celebrate Grace Anne for that. Grace Anne has many titles. You've heard many of them. I've had the great privilege of being in the same town, country, golf course to see her earn many of those titles. One of the first titles that I got to work with her closely on was as global messenger. So Grace Anne represents Special Olympics. That's a thing that we do to elevate our athlete voice, to tell their story so that the rest of us can learn from them. And Grace Anne and I've been part of the Global Messenger program with Special Olympics for a very long time. Have seen her win in many countries. Was so honored to be in the room when she was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So to be here is something that I would not have missed. Of all of those titles, and I bet I have a few people who will agree with this, of all of those titles that Grace Anne has, the one that I most treasure is friend. She is a tremendous friend. She brings the best example to everything she does. And to be able to call her that is just a lifetime honor. Of course, we've heard that she's a swimmer. In fact, as I recall, she qualified to go to World Games in 2 sports, but wanted to allow someone else the opportunity, so she decided to swim instead of playing golf to go to those games. That's the kind of person Grace Anne Braxton is. Sportsmanship beyond measure. Lessons in so much that she does. Special Olympics is about changing attitudes, and in so doing, changing the world. Changing attitudes about inclusion, about respect, about unity. We do it in many ways. Sport is the vehicle, but we do it in many ways and in many settings. So many times, Special Olympics is about what is possible. Those with disabilities, those with intellectual disabilities are so often told, oh, it's not possible for you to graduate from high school, graduate from college, have your own job, live on your own, drive a car, fill in the blank, right? Every day, our athletes say, really? Well, watch me, I'll show you. And better yet, follow me, because there are lessons there for us all to learn. Many of us have things that we're told we can't possibly do. Our athletes, spearheaded by the likes of Grace Anne Braxton, teach us lessons about what is possible. One of my favorite sets of experience with Grace Anne, and there are many. Before being president, and I've had the honor of being with Special Olympics now 37 years, and being able to work with Grace Anne and the 20,000 other athletes is why I love what I do so much. But before being president, I was vice president of advancement, which basically means I was raising funds around the state. We would often have golf outings, and we would have our board members and others invite a few guests each, and we'd have a small outing. And while I have golf clubs, they are lonely and dusty, so I don't play golf too much, but I got the honor of spending the full day with Grace Anne. And I'd introduce her at the beginning of the tournament, or she'd be introduced by someone, maybe my predecessor. And it was kind of fun because a lot of people don't know a lot about Special Olympics. Some people think they do, and some people do, but not everyone does. And one of the purposes of that golf outing was certainly to raise funds, but also to raise awareness. So we'd introduce Grace Anne, we'd say a few things about her, And you can almost see some people going, oh, that'll be nice. I get to play with a Special Olympics athlete. Won't that be cute? Won't that be sweet? Won't that be... And I just don't say a word, because I don't need to. And you know where this is going, right? And so Grace Anne would play holes 1, 2, and 3 with this group, and 4, 5, and 6. And we'd rotate through the groups, and almost every single time, that first drive that Grace Anne drove, she taught us all something. That understanding of what is possible, what our athletes can do. So often, you would see that understanding of, oh, I'm going to get to help this Special Olympics athlete too. I better step my game up now, on the golf course and everywhere else. Grace Anne sets that example. You know, she sets the example through her sports, obviously. We've seen what a great champion she is there, but also through her spirit, through her humility, through her kindness, through her example and all that she does, through her job. You know, so many of my friends send their kids to school. Exactly. And they're like, do you know Grace Anne? Of course I know Grace Anne. Who doesn't know Grace Anne? She's such a wonderful ambassador. And Barney, you said earlier that we learn something new every day. There's much more to learn, much more to say. But Grace Anne has done so much for this community, but well past this Fredericksburg community. As I've already cited a few examples across this state, across this country, across this world, she continues to help us change and make the world better, make the world more inclusive. Inclusive activity, sports, health, education is what we do, and Grace Anne is one of the best ambassadors for that. I'll close with this. It's something we say about Special Olympics, and I think Grace Anne embodies it so beautifully. Special Olympics is the way the world should be. Rich in sharing, rich in joy, rich in understanding. A world where all are included. And a world where all contribute. Grace Anne, your contributions are immense, and I know that you're just getting started in many ways.
We're just so proud, Grace Anne, to be able to honor you and have you as part of the Y up on this wall that will be here forever and will serve as an inspiration to young children, to adult children, to senior citizens, to everyone. So it's the total package.